You keep telling yourself, I need more discipline. But discipline is not why you're failing, because even strong people lose control when the mind becomes unstable. The greatest example of this was Arjuna, a warrior trained for battle, respected, skilled, powerful. Yet the moment the war began, his body trembled, his mind collapsed, and he lowered his bow, not because he was weak, but because his emotions became stronger than his purpose. That's what most people misunderstand about discipline. The problem is usually not capability. It is fear, comfort, attachment, and a mind pulled in too many directions. Thousands of years before modern psychology, the Katha Upanishad described the mind as a chariot. The senses are wild horses. The mind is the reins. And if the horses run without control, the entire chariot crashes. Most people try to fix discipline without ever learning how to hold the reins. But once you understand this inner mechanism, self-control stops feeling like force. And what feels impossible now starts becoming natural. Why discipline keeps breaking. Most people think discipline means forcing yourself, staying motivated, pushing harder. But force works only temporarily, because eventually, emotion defeats motivation. You decide to study, then your phone pulls your attention away. You decide to wake up early, then comfort feels stronger than intention. You promise yourself, tomorrow I'll change. But the same pattern repeats. Why? Because the mind always moves toward what it has been repeatedly trained to seek. If it is trained for distraction, discipline feels painful. If it is trained for comfort, effort feels unnatural. That's why Krishna says, the mind is restless, turbulent, and difficult to control. The problem is not that you are weak. The problem is that your mind has not been trained properly. And ancient yogis understood this deeply. They didn't rely on motivation. They used systems to stabilize the mind itself. The first method is simpler than people expect. Ancient yogis protected their attention, because whatever repeatedly enters the mind eventually controls it. Krishna explains this directly. Whatever the mind constantly dwells upon, it becomes attached to. This is why discipline collapses today. Your attention is constantly scattered. Short videos, notifications, dopamine spikes, comparison, lust, noise. And then you expect the mind to suddenly become focused when needed. That's impossible. A distracted mind cannot create a disciplined life. So the first practice yogis used was reducing unnecessary stimulation. Less noise, less impulsive consumption, less feeding of distractions. Not because pleasure is evil, but because every distraction trains the horses to run wildly. And the more scattered your attention becomes, the weaker your self-control feels. The second method was repetition, not motivation, not intensity, repetition. Ancient yogis understood something modern neuroscience now confirms. The brain changes through repeated patterns. That's why practices like nama japa, breath awareness, daily meditation, and disciplined routine were repeated every single day. Not to impress anyone, but to train the nervous system. Krishna gives the exact formula. The mind is controlled through repeated practice and detachment. Read that carefully. Not through force, through practice. Because every time you return your attention, you strengthen control. Every time you resist an impulse, you rewire the pattern. At first it feels difficult, then it feels manageable. Then, eventually, it becomes natural. That is how discipline is actually built. Not in one powerful moment, but in small, repeated returns. Discipline is not becoming emotionless. It is training the mind so emotions stop controlling direction. Even Arjuna collapsed when emotion overtook awareness. But Krishna did not tell him, become stronger. He taught him how to steady the mind. And that same battle still exists today. Every distraction, Every urge, every moment of avoidance is the chariot pulling you away from your direction. The question is not, are you capable? The real question is, who is holding the reins?